The ultimate prize, boys. The speed god herself, Makari, just running through Mephisto like he ain't even matter, bro. You got like 2 minutes left. This is just like a casual run. Oh man, you love to see it. And we missed a proc there, I think, just because I was trying to be cheeky. I was trying to see if we could kill him before the thing kills us, but whatever, man. We got a minute 43 left. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and for today I wanted to talk to you guys about the Black Friday check-in events, because today you're actually giving out a lot of Titan component packs, and I wanted you guys to see just how many Titan component packs we get from clearing stage 39 against Mephisto there, right? So today, from the Black Friday check-in event, they're giving away 100 Titan component packs. We just got 18 for completing 1 clear. So if the drops remain the same and we do 5 clears, that's less than 100. So right here, from simply logging into the game, Netball was already giving you more than a day's worth of Titan component packs. This Black Friday event is absolutely fantastic. It's one of the best events I've ever done, frankly, and I would love to see them continue this for Black Friday. Simply put, most companies, when it comes to Black Friday, they care only about making as much money as possible. But this time around, Netmar was like, listen, we're gonna give you a little bit in hopes that this motivates you to log in and see all the shiny sales that we're gonna put up for Black Friday starting probably tomorrow, and hopefully we can milk you for as much money as possible for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. That's the goal, right? They're gonna give you a little bit. Well, honestly, they're giving you a lot more than a little bit, right? They're giving you a good amount of stuff in hopes that you log in every single day, see all the fancy sales and stuff, and then spend some money. And honestly, that's a good approach, right? Give a little, take a little, or maybe give a little and take a lot. That's their hope, right? But anyways, this Black Friday event is really, really good. So I commend them for that. And they're also going to be giving away a Transcended selector, which is honestly, if you're free to play, one of the best things you could possibly get, because awakening and transcending characters is one of the hardest things to do in the game. Tier 3 is hard, yes, but I find it to be significantly easier than transcending characters. For example, on my free to play account, no money spent, 45 minutes or so playing every single day, I have like, I believe at this point, 5 tier 3s and only like 2 transcended characters, something like that, right? So it's significantly easier for me to acquire tier 3s than it is for me to transcend characters. So I do want to point that out, that this selector that they're giving away is really, really valuable. So if you haven't been logging into Marvel Future Fight, please try to log in, because they're going to give away a transcended selector in like 3 days. Frankly, you should have already been logging in, and I had a bunch of people hitting me up asking for me to make a video on this one, but I wanted to wait until it was closer to the Transcended selector so people wouldn't forget about it, right? I could have made this video like 9 days ago, but I decided it's a better idea to make it this week, because this is the most important week. You want to get that Transcended selector and you want to pop in, and if you don't have Moon Knight, you absolutely want to use it on him, because in case you don't know what I'm talking about, let me pull it up for you, okay? Let me go on the forums and pull it up for you. This is what we're talking about. This is the ultimate price. So you can see right here, if you've been logging in, you've been getting all of these stuff right here. The 6-star selector, black antimatter. They've been giving you with some awakening materials. So Mandalay gem fragment, awakening crystals. Yesterday they gave away 100 CCF, which is really, really good if you're struggling. But if you're playing World Boss Legend every single day, you probably have that in abundance. But it's never such a thing as too much CCF, because all they have to do is really drop 2 tier 3 natives back to back, which is something that they could do at any point now, just because we have so much CCF, right? So there's never such a thing as too much CCF, so do keep that in mind. Today they gave away this, and then tomorrow we'll be getting this, then an Odin's Blessing, and after that we'll be getting the Transcendent character selector. Now do keep in mind, you have limited options in regards to the characters that you can choose from here, right? We have SpiderGwen, Elsa Bloodstone, Moon Knight, we have Medusa, Hulk, Amadeus Cho. Then we have Red Guardian, Dr. Octopus, Red Skull, Shadow Shell, and Wartiger, right? So I want to talk to you about these characters specifically, because some of them are good and some of them are really, really bad. So I would ideally prefer that you guys prioritize the good ones and skip the bad ones. But if you don't have the bad ones, then obviously you should just take whatever else you don't have, because at some point they could be getting uniforms. But in my opinion, the top pick here is Moon Knight. Out of all the characters on that list, he does the most damage, he has the best survivability, and he has the most use overall. I know people still to this day that use Moon Knight for ABX over Venom just because they don't want a tier 3 Venom or they don't like his playstyle. And Moon Knight has paralysis and I believe silence. He has paralysis on the awaken skill. He has silence on the 1 skill and then paralysis on the 2 skill. So the only thing he's really missing is burn, and then he would be able to cover all 3 seasons. But even still, you can use him for 2 months and then you can use somebody else for 1 month. For the burn, you can either use Captain America or you can use Wolverine. Captain America is a really good option now because he's great for World Boss Legend. So if you could use him on 1 week, for 1 month in ABX and then use Moon Knight for the other, that would not be too bad, because outside of ABX, Venom doesn't really have too much value. Well, he does have value as a striker, but as an character to clear content, not really too many people are using him for that. Okay, Moon Knight though, Moon Knight can still do relatively high levels in World Boss Legend, and Captain America is stronger than he's ever been. So if you want to work on those 2 characters in place of Venom, Moon Knight should be your top pick for this selector here. If you already have Moon Knight, personally, in case you guys are wondering who I'm going to be choosing on my free-to-play account, I have Moon Knight at level 70, but I am going to be choosing Moon Knight from this selector because I already have Medusa, and Medusa is the character that I would recommend after Moon Knight. So if you guys have Moon Knight and don't have Medusa, by the way, you need the uniforms for these characters. Every character that I'm showing you with the uniform, you need the uniform for them to be viable, because if they have the awakened skill and not a uniform, trust me when I say they're not very good. I know this because I tried Medusa without her uniform, with her awakened skill, and even with my whaled out cards, some of the best cards in the game, with the max amount of peers you can have, she sucks. Okay, same goes for Moon Knight. Without his uniform, he sucks. Okay, so just because you transcend the character doesn't mean you can skip over the uniform. Black Friday is coming. If you're gonna transcend these characters, you're gonna need to get their uniforms. Get it for 50% off so you can get some value out of them. Medusa's uniform makes her a good lead and a good support for herself and for Black Bolt, so do keep that in mind. And she has some pretty good buffs in here. You can even use her in ABX for the Universal Female Superhero Day or Universal Superhero Day, because I believe she has silence and she also has paralysis, maybe even burn. Yes, yeah, you can use her for every season. Is she gonna cap? I doubt she's gonna cap. I've never personally tried to cap with Medusa at 7 million, but you can use her to get a decent score in ABX. So if you don't have better options like Scarlet Witch or Ghost Rider, which you should have Ghost Rider, right? And then you can use Medusa as a lead for your Ghost Rider. That's something you could do, right? So do keep that in mind. I would say Medusa is the second pick here. After Medusa, here's the thing. Dr. Octopus is who I would put as the number 3 pick here, and there's a couple different reasons for that. For one, for squad battle, he's really good. Once you get to Vibranium League, let me just show you guys. Bomb. So for Vibranium League, usually what I would do here is use this guy's lead with Bullseye, use Bullseye to do the majority of the damage, and then I would either use SpiderGwen or Dr. Octopus in between, using Bullseye's awakened skill and using a couple rotations with him. Okay, but now more than ever, the value of Dr. Octopus might be increasing simply because of the fact that Spider-Man No Way Home is coming out, right? Which means it's an easy opportunity for them to give Dr. Octopus another uniform and make him stronger than he's ever been. So if you're a really big fan of Dr. Octopus, let's say you don't have Moon Knight, let's say you don't have Medusa, you could consider getting this guy transcended and crossing your fingers, hoping and praying that he gets a uniform. He's in the movie, we've seen him in the trailer. It's easy money for Netmarble and the Future Fight team if they want to make it, if they give this guy a new uniform, because outside of squad battle and possibly a little bit of usage in ABX, nobody is using Dr. Octopus anymore. I love this uniform. It looks really, really cool. And back when it first came out, it was pretty strong. But power creep, you know, new content with World Boss Legend and whatnot, it fell off. And that's just how it goes. Okay, so I'll put him at number 3. After him, I would put SpiderGwen. Okay, SpiderGwen, same usage as Dr. Octopus, really. It's just squad battle and possibly ABX. That's pretty much it. If you guys want to see some gameplay with this uniform in World Boss Legend, let me know. I do have a rage on her, so I could definitely take her for a spin so you guys can see how high she can go, what her damage and survivability looks like. I did promise you guys some gameplay with her, so if you want to see it, even though it's coming late, I'm definitely here for it. Love this uniform for her, by the way. It looks really, really cool. And on this list, I would put her as number 4. Okay, number 5 is gonna be Amadeus Cho. Amadeus Cho doesn't really excel anywhere in particular, not ABX. Well, I think he has burn, right? No, he has freeze. I thought he had burn somewhere. Interesting. I thought I saw one of his, oh, he has paralysis and he has damage accumulation. Yeah, he doesn't have burn. I thought he had burn. It's just paralysis. Yeah, he doesn't really excel anywhere. He has mediocre damage for World Boss Legend. So I put him 5th on the list just because he has okay damage, but that's just it. He has decent survivability because of the iframes and the heal. But besides that, yeah, not really much going on for this guy. Personally, I would go for the other characters before him, buy their uniforms, transcend them through the selector, and use them. If you have those characters already, sure, transcend him, but I wouldn't even recommend buying his uniform. I would just say transcend him just because he's the next best option here. And then after that, cross your fingers and hope that he gets a better uniform somewhere down the line. And since you got him for free, the only thing you'll be paying for is the uniform, possibly on sale. And then maybe, I don't know, in a year or so when he gets that uniform, then he'll be meta, because, you know, he's Korean, he's Asian, so you never know. They could do something for him when they do something for like White Fox and Crescent and all these other like OC characters. Well, he's not an OC, but like, you know, when they do something for the Korean / Asian characters, they could easily throw him in there, so do keep that in mind. The next character I'd put on this list, number 6, is Shadow Shell. Yeah, Shadow Shell, and her only value is in Alliance Conquest. The character herself, her damage is mediocre, her survivability is mediocre, and the only place I use her is in Alliance Conquest with the Warriors of the Sky, because she offers some extra defense, it's better than nothing I guess, and some damage reduction. That's it. Oftentimes I find that she's the last surviving member when I use her to take on other Warriors of the Sky team. So her survivability is okay, I guess, but besides AC, no value. Well, Shadowland, right? But if we're talking about Shadowland, every character in the game can solo a stage for me. So are we really gonna talk about Shadowland? No. Okay, we're not. After that is Red Guardian. I would say Red Guardian has better damage than Shadow Shell, but he's lower down on the list just because, come on man, all you're offering is a little bit better damage, your survivability is mediocre, and frankly, I don't have a dedicated use for the character at all. Like, at least I have a use for Shadow Shell, you know? So yeah, I honestly considered putting Shadow Shell above Amadeus Cho, but Amadeus Cho with the heal, the damage accumulation, and his damage being better than Shadow Shell, that's why I put him a little bit higher. So do keep that in mind. The next character on this list is actually going to be Red Skull. One of my favorite uniforms in the game. I really love Red Skull's uniform. It's amazing how it looks, but there's no real use for it, right? It's a shame because I felt like this character could have been so much more, especially because of this passive right here where he does 120% extra damage to heroes. He could have been the opposite of Ghost Rider, but we just don't have any hero PvE content, right? So that's just what it is. And PvP, he just doesn't have the survivability to cut it, so he's really low down. I wouldn't even recommend buying this uniform anymore, even though it looks really cool. So if you're transcending him through the selector, just use the selector on him and just, I guess, wait and see if you get something in the future. And then, like I said, just like Cho, if you get something in the future, at least you transcended him for free, so you saved out there, okay? Anyways, the next character is another one that's just really bad. She's one of the worst characters in the game. I'm hoping that maybe a summer uniform comes for her, because at this point Halloween is come and gone, and that would have been the perfect time to give us something for Elsa Bloodstone, Monster Hunter. Come on man, we could have gotten a Halloween uniform for her and turned her into a badass speed character like Silk, but maybe next year. She's one of the worst characters in the game, if you're wondering why I have her transcended, they gave away a free selector, I believe, for the anniversary this past year, either this year or the year before. I can't remember, COVID times, you know, time flying super fast. But they gave me a free selector just like they're giving away in a couple days, and I used that on her. And her only use at all to me is as a physical attack leadership. Sometimes I'll use her to buff my Silk when Mephisto is my boss of the day. So do keep that in mind. And also, every character that you transcend is a character that can give you extra fragments in story mode. So do not miss out on it, right? I know a lot of you guys, you don't play story mode because you don't have the characters, but every time they give away a free transcended selector or a free tier 3 selector is another opportunity for you to pick up another character that can give you a fragment, that can give you one of these amazing rewards in here. So do keep that in mind. That's a reason to log in. Okay, moving on. The final character on this list, I believe, is this guy right here, and he's the one I'm going to be using my selector on this time around because he's the only character that I can use it on. Wartiger. He's the worst member of the Warriors of the Sky. The only thing this guy has going for him is this, the heal. 3% of his max HP when his HP drops below 99%. The only thing I use this guy for, and I mean the only thing I use this guy for, is to fill a spot on my team in AC and to clear a Shadowland stage. That's it. That's it. And at one point you could have done his gears for free, but you had to pay the materials to transcend him and stuff. I didn't want to do it, so I never did. Like, his gears to this day, still 20. Even though I could have gotten them to 25 for free using gold tokens that only cost, I believe, like one gold at one point. I was just so disappointed in this character. In case you guys don't know, like, when this guy was announced for the game, bro, I was super excited. I was ecstatic, right? And for an OC character that I knew nothing about, just seeing him, I was like, yo, this looks like my guy, bro. I'm gonna have so much fun with this guy. And then he came in and he just shattered every dream, every hopes that I had for him. And I was like, you know what, I don't even want to touch this guy. I don't even want to touch this guy, bro. So yeah, this time around I'm gonna transcend him for free. Thank goodness I'm gonna be able to save the awakening mats and everything, and then hopefully at one point when all of the warriors get a uniform, he can live up to some of the expectations that I had for him this time. Anyway, so we're gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck. Make sure you guys log in and make decent choices. I'm gone. Peace.